Welcome to the big room of horrors! If you don't know me, my name is Amadeus. I am 37 years old and I live and renovate a chateau, a medieval chateau in Charente in the southwest of France. All by myself, and little by little, step by step, we're getting there. I left this room right before we went on our holiday to the States and Mexico, and I just wanted to take something off of a shelf and it all collapsed on me. So I thought today we're gonna take some time together to reorganize all of this, kind of get a hold of this mess and try to see how we can repurpose things, and also if we can already start thinking about the future of this room. So keep on watching for an organization / planning renovation video and I would say c'est parti! So you might say, Amadeus, you live in a chateau, you should have tons of space. Yeah, but nobody ever thought of actually making storage space happen in the chateau. I'm revealing my mess today. It's one of the messiest rooms in the whole of the chateau, and it was me who let it come to this. So yeah, it's always easy to just like put things somewhere and just be like, I know, I'll take care of it later. And then later never comes. I don't even know where to start at this moment, because it's just so many things. It's things upon things upon things. I think I really need to get a order in before I start anything. Because I also like to keep all the packaging. I don't know why. But it's always good if I sell things in the end, then it's good to have it. Let's get stuff out first. There's a million projects waiting to happen, like this one. These are the things that I bought for actually transforming this one bench that I got at one point that's now in the barn. So maybe we'll do that also at some point before the summer. Sewing machine. So as you can see, we've cleared it out a bit, and I just need to clear out that a bit as well. But actually talking about plants, you see already that it's not the camera that's placed that way. It really is going down here. So at one point in time, maybe this year, I will actually do the floor up here because it's just so crooked, and I am really starting to wonder if there's some problems underneath, because I can really see the parquet like separating. It's been laid down not so well, or there's some kind of problem. I think it's also because the house was empty for a really long time, so nobody used it, it wasn't really warm. So now that the wood is warming up again after a few years, it's just like starting to separate and move. So I'd eventually, where that cupboard wardrobe is, I would love to put in a door there so that you can have access right through into the office and have something glass paneled, so like this I can actually have light in that bit. And then on your left, is it your left? It's your right. Let me turn you. And then back here we have a whole wall basically that is faced by the bed, or the bed is like on the back of it. So I will eventually probably turn the bed around so that it looks outside and it's freestanding, and this will be my bedroom at one point. And I want to open up a double door here, because that is a wall that's been put in later. So I want to put in a double door that opens up to the other room and have the heat coming in from the other room, from the stove, and warm up this space as well, and have a living room, bedroom, kind of have a real suite up here. So that's kind of the plan for the future, how I envision it. So I was thinking maybe I can already start even opening up those spaces, opening up a doorway, you know, on that side. But for today, I really want to just put the focus on the back, and I was thinking maybe we can already move the heaviest bit, because also, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. You see, it's the piping that I put in for the new bathrooms upstairs. So I will have to build another wall in here. And maybe eventually I will also build more of a passageway with more storage in this wall, so that basically I get rid of these curtains, which were a quick fix. But eventually probably I'll build like a whole fake wall with cupboards inside. But for now, let's just try to move this thing as much as we can. Okay. And then probably I'll try to, because it's just drywall, I'll take my drill and drill these into the back wall. Like this, they will be stable, because these are really like unstable, as you can see. I think that's a good solution for right now, because I won't be opening up a door right now. I've got my drill and I've got these screws. Just gonna screw these in here with the hope that I'm not coming through the other side of the wall. Should I do them at the bottom as well? Maybe we can put in some extra support. Alright, this ain't going nowhere. I've got 4 screws in each of them in, so I think now, as you can see, it's even earthquake proof. So now it's all about taking care of all of this mess. Already put one thing up there, which is like all the programs of the dance pieces that I was in. I'd be able to show you a photo. See, that was me. That's me and Vasna, who's coming to the festival as well. I really enjoyed that. Me again. Yeah, it feels like another lifetime. It's crazy. Baby me. Another piece contorted me. Okay, that's enough of dance stuff. Let's sort. Let's sort. It really does feel like another life. All the stuff at the bottom here, it's like all the fabrics that I use for painting and stuff, you know, like all the stuff that I just put down on the floor to have the floor nice. It's all bedding that was still left in the chateau from the previous owners. That's like all the fabrics that I did not use in the chateau. I think I need to make like a special curtain thing, because this is all curtains. And this as well. This was the curtain that was downstairs. So maybe I'll just put it right next to, oh wait, maybe yeah. This is all gonna be like fabrics. This one I actually bought for making headboards for the beds. And I've been keeping this one. I don't know if you see it. Yeah, now. Somehow I ended up with much more space. I'm hiding it, but it's done. Bah! It's far more organized now. The only thing is I still have that light. I don't know if you see the corner of it. Probably I'll just pack it up and put it in there with the rest of the lights. But, I don't know. Maybe we'll just make the bed a bit prettier. And then we're done in this room. Oh, I was really dreading this because when everything fell, it was horrible. It was really horrible. And just getting back, I mean, it's the second day we're back. We arrived on Sunday, today is Tuesday. So like wrapping my head around all the projects that are coming up and all the things that I would like to do But also especially the barn and the outside, which will take priority now before we start anything on the first floor. So I really want to take some time also in the next few weeks to clean out the barn properly, start making the flower beds and things like this. So be prepared for a lot of barn content and a lot of like solution finding for the barn and how to approach it and everything. And I think once the new windows are in here, which will be the 7th of April, I can actually start thinking about what to do here and how to deal with all the situations here. That's kind of the plan in the back of my mind. With messy rooms, it's always like you need to wrap your head around them and be like, okay, I just need to like do it. And yes, is it a perfect solution? No, it's not. It's all kind of temporary, but temporary means it can also stay for up to a year. It is what it is. You've got to accept it, and I think that's the biggest approach on doing a renovation yourself, and especially when you're doing really just like me, just myself, and you have, yeah, I have the windows being replaced by professionals, but all the rest I am doing myself, literally. So I have to say that I really want this to take time. I really want this to progress in a slower pace, because I've just been rushing through all of those renovations. So I'm really hoping that you're along for the ride of a much slower renovation process. That's it, my friends. And the chaos has gone. But in all honesty, what would YouTube be if I wouldn't show you reality? It looks like this. But let me tilt the camera, you guys. That is the mess I have created outside. So this is a bit of laundry, it's a bit of costumes that need to go to the garage, and lots of trash actually. Still have more costumes that I washed. So yeah, maybe let's get rid of the costumes first. These are the costumes from our newest production that we just performed right before we went on holidays, actually, Alexi and me. So I was really happy getting back to the chateau. I didn't show you I will show you in a moment, a bit of a close-up of the gallery wall, how it changed. Because right before, when I went to the balcony, and if you haven't seen that episode, I will link it somewhere here, then I found those beautiful other picture frames and I put them up actually. But I was really happy because I was very worried that I was gonna encounter a problem when I come back, because usually when I come back from a longer stay somewhere, I do have problems. I did have quite a big mouse problem at one point, but I think now I've got it and there's no more mice. Oh, you guys, really, it was crazy. But I came back and everything was fine. So I was really relieved to know I went through all of the chateau and there was no leaks, no drama, no nothing, because oh, you never know, you know, you come home and then there's just this bundle of problems waiting for you. So I'm quite glad that this did not happen this time around and that the chateau is really well maintained. I think it's also because I left the heating on for a really long time. I mean, the heating was on at a minimal, so the chateau was at 17 degrees while I was gone, but at least it didn't cool out. So already on the flight, I turned on my heating because it's all smart heating, and I came back home to a warm house. But yeah, let me show you that gallery wall. So what has stayed the same is this picture, and some of you guys said it should be lower. I agree. I will try to put it a bit lower so it's a bit more centered, but I really like it there. Then I added the girlfriend up there because I didn't like this frame. There's still like all these frames left. I put this one temporarily next to the mirror, but I'm not sure this is really temporarily. The small one I just put on the mantelpiece for now. I don't know if you guys saw Instagram, you saw that I got frames for these. I made like a whole reel about them. And I would like to continue actually taking this small picture and putting it up there. I know that some of you said that the Le Signac poster is really not so fitting because of the black frame. I understand, but at the same time I really like it there, I have to say. Somehow I would really love to keep this map down here if I can. So we'll just see. Yeah, but I really like the gallery wall, how it's turning out. I mean, there's still a lot of progress there to make. But all in all, I find that we're on the right way. I got this beautiful bowl in Texas. It's from an artisan from Wimberley, where my family lives. Just really loved it. I love the blue insert. And then, obviously, being in Mexico, I got a Chihuahua Alebrije. And usually these are made for when you lose someone and they reflect the personality of someone. But I really love this little Chihuahua. So cute! And it's in here watching over my books. And also from Wimberley, I got this little bowl with a bird. Unfortunately, during the flight, the bird came off, so I will have to kind of find a way to solder it back on. But that's the few things I got from the States and Mexico. It wasn't so much. Alexei got much more. He got covers and things. But I also think, like, although it was very, very inspiring, but at the same time, I really love this style. But mixing this style with my style and being in my sort of building, I think it's kind of like a fine line. So these styles don't mix together too well, like this Mexican kind of Mediterranean with the chateau vibes. So I think, yeah, I really love this style and I got really inspired by so many colors and things. And I think for the barn, for the outside spaces, it was so inspiring. So I'm gonna implement a bit of these elements in there. But for the house, I think I still love like this old kind of mixture of medieval and kind of Renaissance. So yeah, that's just what I prefer. I mean, especially because it just has to fit the house where you're in, you know? It's something that you have to take care of how you combine your style with the style of the place you're living in, because you just can't impose everything on to everything, I find. So you really have to respect kind of the vibe and the layout and the period that your house is from. Sure, you can mix in other things, and I think especially with European things, European objects, furniture, it's much easier than implementing this Latin American style, which is totally different, which can't really be found maybe in the south of Portugal, south of Italy, south of Spain, Greece, but not really in France. So I think it's a fine line of how you combine all these things together and how you make it work. But I really do love colorful interiors, so I was tempted almost to be like, oh, maybe I should do something to the Grand Salon and maybe change out the color. Not for now. It's just too much of a hassle to do all of this, but I find like already getting inspiration and already feeling like there's something inside of you wanting to do things, wanting to start more projects. That's already so amazing. Let's take those costumes over to the garage. Let there be light. And yes, it's super warm outside. I also just spent some time to clear out the wood that I had stacked. Because I had a bigger stack of wood here, and now I moved all of that stack over here. That's this stack. And this I will have to cut apart as well for kindling. And then I still have all of this wood and all of that wood. And I just checked my gas gauge of my cistern, and we are at 39%, which isn't bad. It was a cold winter, so I'm hoping that the last 20%, because you usually should not go under 20%. So I will order some in the summer because it's usually cheaper, and I pay my gas monthly, so it's all fine. I don't have to pay a huge sum as I had to do in the very beginning. And then I think if we can at one point just turn the heating off and start using the firewood to just heat up everything at the night, then I think we'll be all fine. Alrighties, you guys, I'll be cooking up some lunch because I also got really inspired by the cuisine. I think that was one of the most inspiring for me personally. Not only the interiors, but also the cuisine. And I think I did document quite a bit during our trip, so this video will be coming out next week, which will be a special. So I'll probably upload it on Wednesday. That's kind of the plan for now. Let's see if it'll work like I want it to. In the meanwhile, I'm making some onion in a pot, and I'm going to add to the onion a bit of tofu, but unfortunately I just found the silken tofu, so we're gonna do the silken tofu almost as if it were egg, and then I'm gonna add some beans, and we have some achar on top of this, and we're all gonna eat it with some tortillas. Oh, I'm telling you, the range of different flavors in Mexican cuisine is, I'm telling you, it's something. It's a whole different thing. So I'm gonna cook up some lunch and I will talk to you guys later. Friends, we're past lunch and I'm running out of battery, and I want to change into my workout clothes and actually do some working out because I really want to do more sports this year. I think I already mentioned it in my Patreon video. So if you would be interested in, there is a Patreon video coming out every Wednesday on my Patreon. My Patreon is €5 a month, and for that you get every week another video that is very, very live and very much kind of like my right now life, which YouTube I have to pre-produce. And also another big thing coming up is a second channel / podcast that I have been kind of thinking about curating. I did think about the future of this channel and also of the podcast, and I have decided that this channel here that you're watching right now is really just going to concentrate on renovations, on the chateau, on maybe life in France, things like this. But more personal things and more kind of like the mental health issues that I've had talked about and things that are more personal about my life is going to happen over on the other channel, which is going to be a vlog / podcast channel. And there I plan to release also another video every week. And this will be more sit down kind of videos. We'll be talking and we'll be like also vlogs in between, talking about also more queerness and things that interest me in general, just as discussion topics. And this channel is called Gay in Rural France, and I will link it down below. And if you want to subscribe, I mean, there's almost no subscribers right there, but if you're interested in that side of my life, then go there and you'll find all about it. Other than that, if you stay here, it will just be chateau renovations. Everything that's kind of like chateau in France is going to stay here. And I think that this will more be tailored to your needs, my audience. All that is left to say right now is just au revoir et à bientôt from the southwest of France. And I shall see you next week, where we will be taking care of little jobs here and there over the chateau. Because I have to repaint surfaces, I have to do some things. I'll also confess that I had something happen in my personal bathroom that wasn't ideal, so we'll talk about that. We'll kind of try to fix it, and that will be next week's video. So until then, au revoir and bisous and bye!